Farooq Abdullah is on the phone line with us right now. Mr. Abdullah, a veteran politician, in fact, Ghulam Nabi Azad, who says he gave half a century to the Congress party, was the 7th Chief Minister of J&K, steps down from the primary membership of the Congress party, blaming it on Rahul Gandhi.
Well, I'm sad to hear that Ghulam Nabi Azad has left the primary membership of this party, because he was a part of this Congress party from the college and grew up to the highest position in the Congress party, was minister a number of times, as well as general secretary. So many posts he has held. And well, recently for some years there have been some unfortunate developments between the hierarchy and him, and those differences I think have not been, met, and therefore this has resulted in his going. That is unfortunate. But I have not read the letter which he has sent. Unless I read, I do not know what comments he has made in that. But he was a member of the kitchen cabinet of Mrs. Gandhi. I mean, he was so close to them. I can't see why such a major step is taken. I just hope that he will rethink, work again, and I hope the party people will try to talk to him and find out a way forward. Otherwise, well, it has happened before. When Indira Gandhi ji was there, tallest leader of the country, Morarji Bhai, left, but Congress kept on going. I hope they will mend their house and make it stronger, because India needs an opposition, a strong opposition, and Congress can offer that strong opposition. That is what they should work on. And all those leaders who are disgruntled, they must meet them and find a way forward. That is what my advice to them is.
Right. Mr. Abdullah, of course, Ghulam Nabi Azad, you've been working in the same political circles in Jammu and Kashmir, of course, working in the same circles as well. It must have, how do you anticipate, it must have pained Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad to have actually taken this decision. Like you said, he has been associated with the Congress party since his growing up here, since his college days. In fact, when he joined the Congress party, half a century as he calls it in his letter, it must have been tough for him to actually take this decision at this stage in his career and in his life, sir.
I think, you're quite right. There must be something really grave that he has taken such a major decision in his last part of his life. It's not a small decision. It's a major decision that he has taken. I just hope to God that he'll be able to move on and work for the secular India, for a democratic India, for a federal structure of India, and continue to rethink. And the party should also rethink. I think it will be very important. That is how I would see it and how I would advise. Rather than raising fingers on each other, I think we should settle this inside. I don't know whether it will happen or not. I can't judge that.
Sir, how would you describe Mr. Azad's career? Because you possibly have watched it closely as well.
See,
how would you describe his career, sir?
You see, as far as his career is, he has always been one who has worked for the nation wherever he has been, and has worked as a minister very well, very efficiently, as a Congress president, of Jammu and Kashmir, and the chief minister here for 3 years, and so many portfolios that he has held. He has done very well, and even as Congress in the working committee, held very major posts, and in all those posts he did all that he could. That is what has surprised me, that a man who has contributed so much, not only to the party but for the nation, should decide such a step. It must be really hard on him.
What would your advice, sir, to the Congress party be? Because Mr. Azad, in that letter that he's written to the Congress president, says that senior netas within the party were being sidelined.
See, I can't advise a major party. That is, I can only request them that think time has come when they must sit together again and try and find out why all this is happening and work for the betterment of the people.
And your advice to Mr. Azad, you've been of course saying that he should rethink this decision, sir?
I think he has been pillar of this party. And having been pillar of this party, I as a small person and a friend of Azad, I can only say, please rethink rather than leaving. They say it is better to be in the boat that is burning and try to save it than to leave the boat and sit on the shore. That is what my advice to him would be.
And
it
you
is
do
being
think
in the party that he can set the things right. Outside the party, he cannot set the things right.
Okay, so you don't think by going solo, he of course alludes to that fact that, you know, he and others like him could possibly continue to work on the ideals that they had set out to
I
work
think
on.
they have to, because nation needs them. Every one of them. Every one of those people who left, I think they were about 23 or 24, I do not know how many they were. I think my advice to all of them would be, please rethink, reunite, and work for this nation. That is what I would say. This nation needs every one of them.
And especially the state of Jammu and Kashmir, you think Mr. Azad can still contribute, sir?
He can contribute everywhere. Why only Jammu and Kashmir? He's been a national leader. He's not been just a petty leader of Kashmir.